There we go. I'd throw a little bit of music in while we do a little bit of promoting ourselves at the beginning of the show up top.
Nice. We're doing a promo.
Yeah.
This is a guerrilla promo for me. I didn't know this was happening.
Well, I mean, it's not even that. It's just we always plug our stuff at the bottom of the show, and I'd like to plug it at the top and bottom.
You got a nice little lo-fi beat going here. I'm in the coffee shop right now.
You just find whatever fucking thing on YouTube that's going live forever, and you just start it, and then you got a good backdrop that's interesting, sound-wise to listeners, and then you get to plug like, hey, go check us out on Instagram, DMTPcast, and email us at dmtpcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on the YouTube at DMT Studios. Subscribe there, and then follow our boy, Silverback Sasquatch 1162 on Twitch, and then Sammy B _DMT, baby. Now, welcome to DMT Reviews.
What's up? What's happening?
Yeah! See, that was a good transition.
I liked it. And
I don't know. I'll get better at it as we do it more.
I'm into it. And I like the kind of lo-fi, let's get into it, and then let's get really aggressive very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's jar the listener.
Yeah, let's jar the listener.
Yeah, just like a thing of pickles. Let's jar them.
Give me a break.
It was a mild pun at best, Jack.
Hey, I'm not a pun guy. I know about things and I say them.
Can't come up with a pumpkin pun, bitch. Fucking Rick and Morty, baby.
Oh man, what's a pumpkin pun? Give me one.
I can't. I would fail Freddy Krueger school so hard.
You can't rhyme anything with orange, and you can't make any puns with pumpkins. That's just the truth of life. Okay, couple simple facts.
Well, I can't even come up with one. I literally can't.
See? You're proving my point, bro. You're proving my point.
I'm punking you, dude.
Yeah, sure.
Get it?
Yeah.
Get it? Do you get it, dude? Do you get it?
I'm messing with you guys.
I suppose.
It was a good one.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah. Took 5 tries, but whatever.
Hey, you don't get upset about that, okay?
I do get upset about it because I thought you were on your game. I thought you brought this up for a reason, but instead you made yourself look like a fool.
I'm messing with you guys.
Yeah.
That almost kind of sounds like you. Like
I'm messing with you guys.
I think it's something you recorded of yourself at first.
All right, I just found a baby.
Yeah, exactly. I just had him in the background.
I'm just like, I cannot find the clip of Will Ferrell in Old School anywhere. Anywhere at all.
I'm just imagining like the soundboard, and you're like over and over replaying like a baby crying on YouTube, and you're like, that's not right.
Fuck, it's not coming in at the right time.
That was a day that you did.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would totally do something like that. I was this close to doing it with.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
Just try and figure out how to do a good Don Cheadle impression. Yeah. Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
I don't know.
Yeah, Don Cheadle, you almost gotta. I'm not saying he has a plain voice, but it's much more plain than you think it will be. You know what I mean? Like he definitely.
It's a softer voice.
Softer voice, yes. It's a thoughtful voice.
Not super deep.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
Very, very proper. Very logical.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
That's pretty good. I like it.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll let you guys decide. Yeah, apologies to last week's listeners for how the well, I mean, you guys did get the Little Things episode. It was shorter.
That is true.
I mean,
it's a good one.
Final thoughts on that, Jack? Well, I think Denzel's the killer.
Yeah, the more evidence you put in front of me, I believe you.
Well, I just was listening back, and I was just like, at the beginning, I just off the cuff go, yeah, well, he keeps seeing all those women. Like, did he kill them too? Like, as a joke.
Right.
And then I was just thinking about it. He's really good at disposing bodies and getting out of it as far as doing it. He could just very well have that was his breakdown. He's just started being a killer.
Yeah. And he shot that girl not because maybe he killed them all.
That's maybe the thing.
He
that's
was like,
cool.
oh shit, I forgot about this.
That's the thing that's cool about the ambiguity of the film, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Man.
It's true. And to the listeners from last week, I don't apologize.
Yeah, well, the thing is, dude, for some reason,
Uh-huh.
the way this recorded it just sounded so bad. Like it was just like gravelly as shit. Like, whenever you put one of those alien robot microphones over your mouth, or the fucking
The smoker neck.
yeah,
Yeah.
that thingy, the smoker remote, the
Yeah.
voice remote, you can just turn it off. But that thing, it just was so fucking bad sounding, and everything I looked up just wasn't helpful, not helpful at all. And every video was from like 4 years ago at the soonest.
Yes.
Like what the fuck?
As the great Jason Aldean said, we were chilling on a dirt road. Because he said it sounded gravelly. And it was like we were driving on a dirt road, and
I'm done with you, dude.
You done with me, bro?
Done with you.
You need me.
I've had it.
You need
I've had it up
me.
to here with you, Jack. I've had it up to here with you.
Dude, I am like the golden snitch. You're like one of the other Quidditch balls. We need you in the game. But they're trying to get me.
Dude, I'm the bludger. I'll bludger the shit out of you, dude.
I'm too quick.
Oh, yeah. I'll knock you off your broomstick.
I got too much speed, bro.
Yeah, you know what? Nobody's going to catch you because of me.
I'm a fucking
We're on
secret.
the same team, dude. We're trying to keep him from getting scores. All right?
That's fair. That is fair.
I knocked the Seekers off.
But it's my game.
Where are you without the bludger?
I'm in going everywhere, being super fast. No one can catch me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got little wings, man. I got little wings, but I can fly high.
And fast.
Very fast. Yeah.
Tiny.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not tiny.
How dare you try to mansplain Harry Potter to me, dude? How dare you try to mansplain Harry Potter? I had a fucking purple Harry Potter room, and I will get that picture and throw it up for you.
It was all for show.
Yeah. I totally faked it. I faked it all.
You were-
I faked 4 years of my life being an aggressive, hardcore, obsessed Harry Potter fan
You felt just
as a joke. It's just a
immense
bit. It's
amount
a
of-
bit that's been running for fucking 15 years now.
It's just like, why don't they mention it ever? Why don't they say anything about my Harry Potter fandom?
Like, seriously.
Like I've never seen the movie.
I put in a lot of work faking it.
You did it all just so that you could get into conversations with us about the movies, and, just
And
give us
none of you guys
gross
gave a
facts.
shit. Maybe none of you guys gave a shit because you guys were into Lord of the Rings. I'm like, oh,
right.
fuck, I cannot fake conversation with that.
We were too busy.
Even after seeing the movies, I've had a hard time.
Yeah. Why? Why do you think that is?
I don't know, because I haven't seen them enough times to
Oh,
get
bro.
to know all the quotes. Like, you guys know all the quotes, and I know only like a handful.
Yeah. Yeah, I could quote the movie. I could quote it right now. The world is changing. I don't know. I know my LOTR, dude. I know it. I do it. I've seen it. We watch it at least once a year. You must if you're a fan. Extended editions only. You
I mean,
know?
if you're a fan of anything, you gotta watch it once a year.
It's true. It's true.
Except maybe Breaking Bad. That one's kind of hard for me to keep up with once a year.
Yeah. I feel bad for Christopher Lee because, they talked about how he would always read the books once a year. It was a tradition. And he was stoked to be in the movies. And he was alive for maybe like 10 years after the movies came out. But like for 70 years before that, he didn't have the movies. He had to just read.
He just had to read, dude.
Ugh, gross.
What a disgusting existence to
I don't-
imagine Middle Earth without the vision of Peter Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Who wants to look at words when you can see a cave troll in real life?
Right?
Yeah, a cave troll was real,
I
man. Did
mean,
you know that? They found
I
it.
remember they showed that clip on like the morning news for some reason.
Yeah.
But it was literally those movies came out at the exact same time as Harry Potter. So it was like you got to pick your lane, and I was all Harry Potter, baby.
Yeah, that was an interesting time. You had Lord of the Rings coming out. You had Harry Potter. You had, I guess, the Star Wars prequels were kind of coming out around that time. A little less frequently.
Yeah, it was 02.
Yeah.
It was Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones.
Yoda from Attack of the Clones.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader. He's the best.
Yeah, and then fucking but you had Lord of the Rings in rapid succession. Harry Potter, it was 2001, 2002, and then 2004.
What?
Yeah.
What a hiatus.
It was also a director change.
That's fair. And a Dumbledore change.
A Dumbledore change as
Yeah.
well, yes, because Richard Harris died, and then Chris Columbus decided, I guess he didn't want to make the movies anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I liked it. It was a lot brighter and rustic feeling in his castle.
Mhm.
And then Alfonso Cuarón got onto it, and it just got so dark.
Yeah. He's like,
The
let's,
tone shifted so heavy in a Prisoner of Azkaban.
let's ruin some souls.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Oh,
have
man.
to. If you have that kind of those characters and stuff like that, you got it, man.
Right.
You got it.
Right. I know these people are like, what the fuck are they gonna review?
I didn't even know if this was the review episode.
It was the review episode, Jack. I said that at the top. Apologies about that episode. That was the only one that got messed up. Regular
true.
DMT Don't Miss This podcast. Check that out. Came out just fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good to know.
Yeah. No. So we're reviewing like it'll be the quickest review. So it's gonna be two things. First, Godzilla versus Kong, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 3.
That's right.
I'm bummed that nobody's going to be able to hear the last one unless I can find someone to engineer to fix it. Because we had that BB-8 rap battle.
Oh, yeah.
People are going to miss out on that. Miss
geez.
out on more politically incorrect Bucky.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a bummer.
man.
It's a bummer.
Well, maybe it'll be a deep cut someday. Maybe we'll find a wizard.
We'll put it out on our Patreon. We'll put it behind a paywall.
10 years from now,
Yeah.
we release the Falcon Winter Soldier episode 2.
The one people have been clamoring for.
Our show becomes famous because people want us to release that.
100%.
They follow us for this episode, for that episode, and we take 10 years to deliver.
There's like, and we just keep teasing it. It's like next week, baby,
week on
Falcon and Winter
Patreon.
Soldier, finally, episode 2. It's here, baby.
We
That's
know-
psych.
We know how to hook the people.
Yep.
We're great marketers.
You just got to blue ball them. You got to edge them and then blue ball 'em,
That's right.
You know,
And then
don't let
shock
them.
'em.
Don't let them nut, Jack.
I won't.
Don't let them nut.
I'm doing my best, man. I'm a giver, though, you know?
I'll give her. Speaking of being generous, the people who made Godzilla versus Kong were super generous with everything in that movie.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. They listened to the fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the easiest review of all time because basically all it was monster fights, and anything that the people did was super easy, barely an inconvenience, as Ryan George would say
Of course.
on Screen Rant's pitch meetings.
Literally existed because they couldn't afford any more monster time. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was literally them just getting to like through something to get to us to the next fight, you know?
To just usher the monsters along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Millie Bobby Brown
Millie Bobby.
and Russell from Deadpool 2
That's right.
and Brian Tyree Henry,
Mhm.
who's Jefferson Davis
Yeah.
in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Also, Paperboy
That's
in
right.
Atlanta.
and in this,
Paperboy.
he is the
The exact opposite
Yeah.
energy as Paperboy.
he's
Paperboy
the
is like
podcast
so
guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and Paperboy's a rapper who could not be less interested in anybody else. You know? And so with him just being like super hyped up and also mega nerd on the Titans
Mhm.
and also having a mega popular podcast but being completely anonymous.
Yeah.
Like how do you do that? You can't.
Yeah, exactly. I am very confused. He's an employee there. Yeah.
Yeah. Like low level but got clearance to everything.
Clears everything.
Walked through every door that he wanted
mhm.
to.
And so did the children. Yeah.
Everything that every person put their mind to, they succeeded
It's
with little to no resistance.
exactly. Millie Bobby Brown literally locked all the doors in a building by pressing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Deet, deet, deet.
Yep.
And they couldn't get in.
And it worked. And
Yeah.
it was a building in Hong Kong, where I
Yeah.
assume she's never
Hong Kong
been.
with all English locks.
Yep.
Super convenient.
Uh,
Thank you.
Yep.
That was my whole thing. Was just I didn't care how fucking annoyingly convenient everything was because I was like, thank you. You're getting us to the action.
That's right. That's right. Those are the great moments to, itch your leg if you need it.
Right.
Or, stand up and go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Or really focus on not spilling your food on yourself while you were eating it, And then Godzilla and Kong would show up and you'd have to look at the screen.
Right.
You'd have to.
Exactly. Because it was so goddamn beautiful.
Mhm.
And we were talking about it at the movie that like, well, damn. Kong Skull Island got like 2/3 of the cast to be Marvel, and the rest were pretty like good
Huge.
names. You got
Two-
Dr. Dre and
yep.
Eazy-E.
Yep.
You got Shea Wiggum, who's
Yep.
great in everything. You got Toby Kebbell,
Mhm.
um,
John Goodman.
John Goodman,
Yep.
all these fucking actors, John C. Reilly,
Mhm.
and, just for that movie. And it's like that movie was goofy, that was fun,
Yeah.
but
I just
they
can't-
spent a lot on the cast.
I can't stand. It's not that I can't stand it. I just can't believe that Tom Hiddleston is billed as the main character of that movie.
I know. He does not have a big part.
He has no arc to his
No,
character.
he doesn't
at
have an
all.
arc, and then he
Nobody does.
He opens it up by being like, I need 5 times whatever your offer is and a bonus if I survive. So if he dies, he doesn't get any of the money. Or that's the thing. He gets the money, and he just has to be buried with it.
Yep.
But he just doesn't get the bonus.
The only 2 people I think that have arcs in that movie are Samuel Jackson and John C. Reilly, and
Yeah.
they are 2 of the most simple arcs I've ever seen.
And they die, and you have no feeling. That's the thing. Every single person who dies in all of these movies, you have no feeling.
No.
You're just like, okay.
I will say, because I rewatched all of them leading up to it, and Kong, I have all the same feelings about. I do like Kong. He's a great character as far as that goes.
He's not King Kong.
Yeah, I like.
He was just a Kong.
Upon watching Gareth Edwards' Godzilla again, though, because it's been a minute, it's not a bad movie. It's not a bad way to do a Godzilla movie.
It's a good introduction because it's so grounded in the people.
Yeah,
it's a good introduction to the Titans,
Right.
but if you're going to keep making them, it has to become the Titans are the
exactly.
protagonists.
I don't think they thought they were going to make more movies after that Godzilla necessarily. Gareth Edwards was just like,
let's try an interesting
let's do it like a natural disaster movie, but with Godzilla, and we'll have the fight at the end.
It's a unique take on Godzilla.
Exactly. I mean, the thing that annoys me about that movie is how simple the human's arc is. Like, Aaron Taylor Johnson's literally just trying to get back to Elizabeth Olsen.
Not really, though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because he's just like, hey, can I join you guys on this helo drop onto Godzilla? He just volunteers himself to all these horribly dangerous missions, but he's like, I gotta get back to my family. It's like, you can. You were in San Francisco, fuckhead.
The lack of use of Elizabeth Olsen and Bryan Cranston is a crime.
And they kill Bryan Cranston, even though he was one of the main selling points.
All Elizabeth Olsen has to do the whole movie is hug her kid and be like, it's gonna be okay.
And then give him away to her friend. Just be like, here you go, I'm done with him.
Yep.
And then run around aimlessly, like, ah!
And I just can't watch it without being like, oh, come on, give Lizzie more meat to eat.
I
You
know.
know, let's go. Give her some more to work with.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's just like Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's just like, I'm going to do the most dangerous thing because I have to get back to my family.
I'm going to endanger my life because I need to see my wife.
His son, the actor, was so bad. He's like, Daddy. It was like he was like one of the kids from Birdemic, just nothing.
Yep, exactly.
Just nothing.
And knowing Warner Bros.' fetish with having children be active members of the plot,
right?
I bet that kid had a lot of scenes cut.
I was like, God, he's bad.
We can't do this.
Yeah, and that was mostly all of Elizabeth Olsen stuff. She shined so well, but he sandbagged her so hard that they were like, we cannot put this out. This kid is so fucking terrible. Gareth, why didn't you hire anybody else? It's my nephew.
My nephew.
Sorry.
I have to. It was either this or Rogue One.
My brother is going to bully me again.
I have to. And then Godzilla King of the Monsters it's a fun romp, The monster fights are great.
Yeah,
they
and I did like
it out.
I did like the tone of that one. The thing about this one, it was such a tonal shift from the other ones. Well, I guess, but like Kong kind of had a campy feel to it.
Yeah, Kong was
with the
very
music,
much,
and then that scene where Tom Hiddleston puts on the mask and has the fucking katana cutting those shits in half, the fucking bats in half in slow motion, just for the fuck of it,
just to do it. Yeah, just because it looks cool.
Yeah, and just some of the ways Kong killed people. I love how long that helicopter crashing scene takes.
Yeah.
He's just smacking them around, and they're all flying right at him.
And here's the thing,
nobody thought to turn around.
They keep hyping up like, oh, Kong's gonna get bigger, and Kong's bigger in Godzilla, but like, he's always bigger than the mountains, so you really never have true context to the size of this thing.
And especially in this one, because he is the main character, basically.
Right.
And he's going to such varied places and landscapes that fit him proportionately or make him look minuscule. So, like, I mean, the beginning. You get introduced to main character guy played by Alexander Skarsgård, and then main character girl. You don't have to know their names. You don't have to give a fucking shit about a single human character. I think his name was like Nathan.
Yeah,
I think. I don't know her name. And then main character little girl who can just talk to Kong.
That's true.
Why couldn't it? Why did it have to be a little girl? Like you just said, they have just like a fucking hard-on for, putting kids as like protagonists in these giant event movies. Like, I mean, it's still, that was the whole thing that put me off to Stranger Things. I hate the kids can outsmart adults. And they get to take on these massive fucking events. It's like, no, dude, like, that's not how it would work at all. And it's like the one thing, it's like the outside the box thinking of an innocent child is what the adults were lacking. And that's why they failed at the end of the day. And it's like, okay, that's good for Goonies, not good for like extra dimensional creatures.
Not for King
who are-
Kong versus Godzilla. I'm just
exactly.
gonna be honest.
Or Godzilla versus Ghidorah and Rodan.
Right.
With fucking Billy Bobby Brown with the orca. Oh my god.
The technology in these movies just advances at such a pace.
Like we were talking about after the movie, it could have just been Rebecca Hall, and she's like a Jane Goodall type, and could just sign with the ape, and it just worked. Boom,
and it
you're
gets
good.
it. Yep.
And so he goes to her after hearing the Hollow Earth theory is true from this Apex guy whose factory just got blown up by Godzilla. Spoiler alert, because he's making something.
Right.
And then he's just like, well, I got to go talk to an old colleague. Cut to Rebecca Hall. He's like, we need Kong to get to the center of the earth, And then she's like, okay.
I guess.
Yeah, she's like,
I mean, we really shouldn't do that.
I don't know, but only
Godzilla's
if
going to come after him.
Only if I can come and bring this 12-year-old girl on this dangerous interdimensional fucking mission, But she's the only thing that can calm Kong down.
Yep.
And then cut to they're in the ocean, and then fucking Kong wakes up. They see that he's actually quite domesticated.
Yep.
Honestly, since
he can
we
do
saw
sign.
him.
Yeah,
we saw him pretty domesticated since the 70s. And it's because they've been running experiments and shit. And it's like, of course that makes sense.
They said, "Oh, we
of course
found
they would
the
come
last
back.
missing spot on the map. Let's put all our stuff on it and capture that thing."
Yeah.
Which also
It makes sense. They had
50
50 years to do it. Yeah.
My thing is that the whole pitch is that Godzilla and Kong are the alphas. Their whole shebang. Why they want to go after each
why
other.
Ghidorah was such a huge problem
Right.
because he was an alpha.
Right.
Rodan wasn't.
No.
But Ghidorah was like, hey, come work for me, dude.
But Kong seems so easily subdued by human beings throughout the film. I mean, he really.
Well, and the fact that he was so nonchalant about them, even on Skull Island with the natives, he was just like, yeah, I protect these people. They're part of the creatures I protect. But basically him and Godzilla have the same job as alphas, is to be the police.
Right,
basically.
exactly.
It's just Godzilla has a much older history and is connected to the world. Kong's been isolated.
Yeah.
And so they cut to him on the ship, and then Godzilla shows up. They have an awesome fight, but he flips
Love
Kong. He flips the boat with Kong under it, and then they manage to let him out of his chains real quick. He flips the boat back over. Nobody's in any danger. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Not a problem. Everything that happens, you're just like, oh shit.
Yep.
But then nice.
Turns out
It works out.
If we turn off boats and Kong pretends to be asleep, Godzilla won't fuck with you.
Yeah, and I mean the fight was dope.
Yep.
It was super dope. Round one goes to Godzilla.
That's true.
And
Yeah, he fucked him
then, so
up.
they're just like, at the first, they're just like, we can't fly Kong. We got to take him on boats. And then they're just like, well, how are we going to get him there? Well, we got to fly Kong.
Well, we gotta
Why
fly
wasn't
Kong.
that the first option?
Yeah, you knew that you were going to be hunted by a massive aquatic dinosaur.
Yeah, that
if
was
you
their whole point of
took off
keeping
the
him on
island.
Skull Island was so that they wouldn't fight.
Yeah, so that Godzilla wouldn't get involved.
Yeah.
And then they were like, all right,
Because
we gotta-
Godzilla didn't even know about Skull Island.
Nope. Godzilla clearly has no idea about Kong to an extent. Like he's got this feeling, but he's not going to do anything about it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, we got to get him out of here. Let's take him right where Godzilla always is.
The ocean. The ocean, And then they just fly him to Antarctica.
Yep.
They wake him up, and he's just like, oh, I'm not going to go in this hole that they built
Yeah.
to the center of the earth whenever they did that.
No interest
The
in this.
leaps in technology since the start of this, in a world where 5 metropolitan areas have been decimated by
Gone.
giant creatures.
Mhm.
And then, they tell the girl, like, hey, tell them that there might be more Kongs down there. She tells them, and then Kong's just like, oh, fuck yeah.
Awesome.
And so they take the ships, and they...
Which I can't seem to, and I might be wrong, but I can't seem to remember any sort of indication other than like a couple moments in Skull Island where Kong has been upset by being alone. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It's a good reason to get him in there, but like, I just like they set that up like it was going to be
Honestly,
this huge
Peter
plot point.
Jackson's King Kong seems sadder to be alone because he has literally all those bones
Yeah.
of his ancestors
Yeah.
right around him.
And Kong is just like sometimes there's like pictures of other Kong. I think there's one time where like there's like cave drawings of other Kongs dead and he's in front of it. And it's like, so clearly this is a thing. Turns out it's his whole thing.
Yeah.
And we just are now finding out about
Yeah.
this. And turns out it's not even a big deal.
Yeah, it's not. And also, just don't even think of him as a gorilla. He is
No.
his own thing.
Yeah.
He is an intelligent fucking simian giant being.
Yep,
That's what he is.
He is fully comprehensive.
He's cognitive. He can communicate. he knows so
he knows
much.
how to use weapons.
And that's and I think they had to make that a point in this one because they're just like, okay, we're transitioning away from the people. We're making the monsters the main characters, like they should have been.
Yep.
So we got to give Kong intelligence, a personality for the audience to jump on board. You know, and then Godzilla does too, because that was the whole reason he went after Kong, was to just like, you know, it was like he just got, you know, thrown into the prison yard and he just got jumped to just be like, welcome to this shit.
Yeah.
This is how it is. I'm the big dog. You fucking sit your ass down and don't cause a
Yeah.
fuss. And we're cool, dude.
Man.
We're cool. And then Kong was like, oh, I'm not having that.
No. This monkey ain't fucking around. Oh, yeah, by the way, he's an ape, Warner Bros.
Yeah, they kept calling him Monkey.
Yeah. I know it's a joke, but eventually amend the joke.
Yeah,
okay?
because then there was bad guy daughter
Yep.
who was on the ship with them. And then
Isa
kept
Gomez,
saying,
I believe is her name.
yeah,
Yeah.
but she was bad guy daughter. That was her character name. And so
true.
she was on the ship and she kept saying, it's like, this monkey better fucking deliver
Yeah.
for me. And we were all kind of like, on what?
Yeah.
Like, what deal? Like, why did they need Kong?
What was promised?
Yeah. And really, all they needed Kong to do was pick up an axe and set it down.
Yep,
That
yep.
was all they needed to do.
100%.
They didn't even need Kong for that.
Yep.
And then the axe clearly was made out of Godzilla scale.
Yeah.
It looked pretty cool. But you know, they go to the underworld. What they call that?
The Hollow Earth.
The Hollow Earth,
Which
yeah.
you got to go through a wormhole to get to.
Yeah, but not to get back out.
Not to get back out of. No,
No.
you could go right to the ground. For
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So they get down there. Kong fights those flying scorpions. That was cool.
Yeah, they were like bat king cobras or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, they
You know,
were
it's
dope.
what we thought was going to be in Dragon War. Remember
Yeah.
that fucking piece of shit movie?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Those
and-
are cool. I like
Yeah,
those.
and that was cool. And you're just like, you know, I lean over to you. I'm like, dude, this is dope. Unlimited monsters. We can just have monster fights forever, and then have some like, you know, Kong discovers a new one. Him and Godzilla got to team up and start the Monster Avengers or
Yep.
Justice League. I mean, Warner Brothers made it.
I'm into it.
I'm into it
Let's
too.
make it happen.
You know, he's just like, Godzilla, I need you, bro.
Yep.
And something's bad in the Hollow Earth, and then Godzilla's like, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
They resurrect Mechagodzilla, team up with him, much like
Yeah.
a thing we just watched,
Yeah.
which we'll get to. But yeah,
And
I'd
then-
watch this 100%.
Right. And so Kong gets to the top of this mountain and he jumps in and starts floating around. And that's when you just sort of have to tap out and just be like,
This is its own movie.
they're doing Space Ape, man. They're doing a Space Ape in the center of the earth. Don't even think about
I
it.
kept thinking
It's cool. It looks fucking cool.
Right, exactly. Like
They spent all the money on the actual fights rather than
Mm-hmm.
getting a mega cast.
I just sit there and I think about like, you know, because King Kong and Godzilla both, like the creations of their characters mean a lot. They are truly great artistic symbols. They truly are.
And they're one of the few things that started from film.
Yes.
Everything else usually is based off another source material, but it's like I could think of Godzilla, Kong, and Star Wars are originally film.
Yep, exactly. And like I just wonder what the original creators of like King Kong would think in that moment, where King Kong is in the center of the earth, floating through rocks, and just like, I'm like, I think they'd be happy.
They'd be like, we wrote that as an allegory for slavery. This has no nuance.
no, this
This is just an excuse to just be like, fuck it, let's go.
Exactly.
And so he lands upside down, standing on this temple, goes in there, picks up the axe, sets it down, it charges up.
Yep,
And
got a little
then,
Godzilla thing there, yeah.
Yeah, and then bad guy daughter gets out of the ship and carves a little cylinder thing and pulls it out and then downloads the energy to Demian Bashir,
Right.
you know, bad guy, and he puts it into Mecha Godzilla, and that's really what Millie Bobby Brown and those other two were doing, was just going through the facility with no problem.
Yep, no
They
resistance.
they got packed into a fucking container full of skull crawlers, got shipped to Hong Kong, got out, walked through the building, no problem, found him, and got put in his office, and then he's just like, hey, welcome to Mecha Godzilla. No, they went into the Mecha Godzilla chamber
Yeah.
and almost got killed by it.
Yeah.
And then he wakes
Nobody
it up.
noticed.
Yeah, then they download the energy to it, and that overloads it, and then it becomes possessed by who knows what.
I think it was Ghidorah they were implying. Was like the consciousness of Ghidorah took it over, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I
I didn't
thought
think
that was
that's
interesting.
actually cool. I like that because it was either going to be Mecha Ghidorah or they were going to do something with Ghidorah's head. That was what the post credits with Tyler Lannister was.
That's right.
So, yeah, and so they download the energy, and then she gets off in her ship. She's done. She doesn't have to matter anymore. So Kong grabs the ship after they start shooting him.
That's right.
Like,
Oh, and don't
shoot him! Get him out of the way! Oh, but right
let's not
before
forget
that,
about the bird bats, my friend.
yeah, the bird bats, and then before that,
What'd you think of the bird bats, Sam? I want to talk about the bird bats.
you want to talk about the bird bats,
Yeah,
Jack?
let's talk about the bird
I want to
bats.
know what you think about the bird bats.
I thought the
Jack.
bird bats were disgusting. I thought they were some of the grossest looking, but also like fun and creative in an
Well,
interesting
they
way.
were ripping them apart and having a good time with it, and people getting swept up and ripped to shreds. It was
Just
pretty sweet.
Think of a parrot with leather wings, but no
Yeah.
feathers.
But because Godzilla shot his fucking laser through the earth.
He shows up in Hong Kong.
Yeah, he shows up in Hong Kong to fight Mechagodzilla because he's awake. He immediately kills bad guys, so bad guy's not a problem anymore.
bad
We're
guy's
moving
gone.
on because now Mechagodzilla has to fight Godzilla.
That's right.
And have no human accountability. And there's no justice served to the people who actually did anything wrong.
No, of course not.
They instigated a war with Godzilla, invited him to Hong Kong, and then Godzilla gets a sense of what Kong's doing under the Earth for some reason, and he just shoots a laser down there.
Yep.
And then he looks through the hole and he's like, "Hey assholes, I know what you're doing down there. Now knock it the fuck off! Stop! Knock it off!"
And then
that's
King Kong is like,
Hey,
oh,
you want to go?
you want to go? You want to do this?
And
Listen,
he's-
here's what I'm saying, Sammy. If this movie is not up for Best Picture and the favorite for Best Picture, I don't believe in America.
It achieved what it was supposed to be in the perfect way. That was
That's
the whole
right.
thing. As much we can nitpick how stupid everything was, did it perfectly. I was just
did.
like, that was the perfect movie.
Absolutely. Because then once he, takes his axe and slides down up into
Yeah,
Hong
he slides down
And
and then
then
flips
up.
up and then climbs up.
Kong, and then we have a super fucking dope fight.
Godzilla versus Kong. It's badass.
The real deal one. And you know what? I like the axe. The axe gave
Yep.
Kong that extra bit of advantage.
Yep, and being on land helped him too. Round 2 goes to Kong.
And I very much like the city lights with it. I just
Yeah,
thought like
The
aesthetically.
nighttime Hong Kong.
And that whole fight, we had very, very, very little human cutaways.
Right.
Mhm.
It was really the cutaways were back to main character guy and main character girl
Yep.
with the little girl.
Yep.
And they were
Couple
in the
Millie
ship.
Bobby Brown
and,
moments.
Yeah, and Kyle Chandler. They fly Kyle Chandler out to Hong Kong because they're like, Godzilla's coming, we need you.
Yep.
And then he shows up there and he's like, "What's up?" And they're like, "He's going down." And then, but we evacuated the city. And then it shows 2 shots of people frantically escaping as doors are closing. People were not evacuated.
Nope.
How do you evacuate Hong Kong in an hour?
That's right. And meanwhile, Kyle Chandler's like, my daughter won't text me back. I probably shouldn't call her.
Yeah. And so that was it. You don't
Yep.
care. And then Alexander Skarsgård, he only served to be camera for us.
That's right.
To show us cool shots of like laser through buildings and flying around them, and it was cool.
Yep.
And all it was dope, and that's what we wanted, and we got dope.
Now-
Dope.
You say Kong won the second round, which I agree with to an extent, but then Godzilla chopped up his chest and gave him a big roar Martha moment.
Yeah, he yelled in his face, and he
and
just
then
goes,
Kong roared back.
"Martha! Why did you say that name?"
They're like,
And
you're
then
cool.
the little girl comes up and signs to Godzilla. It's his mother's name, and Godzilla's like, "I don't know what the fuck you're saying." And yeah, that was He cut Kong up quite a bit, and Kong did fall.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and then Mechagodzilla comes out, and then they
Boom.
start fighting, and then Alexander Skarsgård has to go use the ship, which actually turns out to be a giant defibrillator.
That's
Good
right.
for that.
That is very useful.
And then he jumps off, runs away, gets shocked, but he's not in any harm's way. He's totally fine. And then Kong gets back
Kong's
up and
back.
gives Godzilla that backup that he much needed because Mechagodzilla was whooping his butt.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. I thought when I heard Mechagodzilla was going to be in this movie, I was like, yeah, Kong and Godzilla are probably going to team up, and they did a great
that
job.
was the whole thing. It was Doomsday. This was Batman versus Superman, dude.
Just not one of them
Because
died to set up the
Zod,
next thing.
Ghidorah was Zod.
Uh-huh.
You think about that.
Yeah.
And they killed Zod, and then they resurrected him as Mechagodzilla, and then the two had to set aside their differences to come together to kill that thing, and then they just look at each other with mutual respect, except, Superman died.
Yep.
That's the only difference.
One thing I'll give this movie over Batman vs Superman was it made sense after the first viewing.
Yeah.
I'll give it that.
It didn't take us 5 years to finally be like, oh, yeah,
This
okay,
is
I get it
okay.
now.
Yeah.
I get it now.
I see why you would like this. Okay.
Like you think about it, like Zemo's plot, which we're gonna get into, was pretty convoluted for how many things he went through for Civil War to set dominoes up to fall. But it was laid out for easy enough for us to follow.
Made sense,
It was
yeah.
just like, yeah, that's a stretch. Like him delivering the EMP and getting in the doctor and having nobody recognize him, so he gets to be with Bucky.
Right.
But Lex Luthor, you're just kind of like. Several years after the movie came out, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what were you doing,
What is
man?
this? This is dumb.
I don't think your plan worked. I
It was
really
so
don't.
convoluted.
I think you made your problem worse.
I'm gonna send letters and pictures and all this stuff, and just I know it's gonna set Bruce Wayne over the edge because I know him. What? No. See, Godzilla and Kong, it was just straight up like, hey, dude, what's up?
Hey, you don't know how things go around here. And Kong's like, I don't really want to be part of how things go around here. And Godzilla was like, oh,
And then they were just
Hey.
like, hey,
Martha! And
Yep,
then it was all
and-
okay.
yep. And then they were just like, hey, you know what? You're cool. And then Kong's like, I'm going to go into the hollow earth and
Mhm.
rule that. And Godzilla's like, that's dope. I'll
Yep.
stay up here and police for monsters. See you in the team up movie.
That's right. That's right. And that was Kong versus
Yeah,
Godzilla.
literally, it
That
just
was the
wrapped
end.
up. Kong swung around, landed on a cliff, boom, cut to black.
Over.
Yep. And it was perfect.
It was great.
Everything was perfect.
I definitely will rewatch it. It was a lot of fun. I'll probably skip all the people parts now and just go to the
Honestly,
fights.
they were so quick and easy to swallow.
Yeah, exactly.
Like none of them had any attention for themselves. None of them were super annoying.
Mm-hmm. It was. Here's what I'll give it. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Solid, easy, perfect popcorn movie.
Yep.
Just a real fun romp. Real great times. If you're looking for a movie that will change your perspective on the way movies are filmed, this is certainly not the
No.
movie you want to see.
Well, it's the most good-looking, realistic cartoon you're gonna see.
That's exactly right.
It is
That's
a
exactly
high-budget cartoon, and you know, you get to see 72 continuous hours of
Mhm.
monster fights that lead up to Hong Kong being leveled.
Yeah, get your goddamn stick out of the mud and have some
Yeah.
fun. Yeah,
They gotta hit Europe in the next movie. I mean, Europe's
yeah.
been getting it real easy.
that's where
so
the Avengers have been.
far.
It's all the same universe.
I mean, it was for a second in the comics. The Avengers
Really?
did fight
oh
Godzilla.
my god,
Godzilla Comics property was at Marvel for a little while, and the Avengers did fight him.
That would be so dope.
And they had to drive him back into the sea.
He teams. He becomes an Avenger.
Avengers assemble!
Oh, what would you give this movie, Sammy?
Honestly, an 8.5 because it did
8.5?
everything that I wanted it to do.
That's fair. That's a
It
good
didn't
point.
piss me off at all. I
Mhm.
was so happy all the way through.
Yeah.
Because even the stuff where you're just like, that's stupid, but you're just like, thank you for getting, it keeps the movie flowing.
It makes
we get away
me-
from the people so we can get back to the main
Exactly.
guys.
You know,
If
Marvel.
anything, they're helping them.
Marvel does a great job of, balancing good story, action, and good comedy all together. These movies, just look at the human parts as the comedy. I mean, they
Honestly.
are so fun to laugh at
Yeah.
and just goof with.
I did miss Thomas Middleditch
Yeah.
and Bradley
O'Shea
Whitford
Jackson
and O'Shea
Jr..
Jackson. Yeah,
Mhm.
they could have come back. I would have been fine with that.
Sure.
Like if it was O'Shea and Millie Bobby Brown teaming up, like,
Oh,
hey,
jeez.
I know you.
Oh,
Where
yeah,
it's
it's
just
true.
like, oh man, like it would make perfect sense for O'Shea Jackson to start a podcast after seeing all this shit. He might have
Right.
major PTSD after getting chased by King Ghidorah
Yeah.
in many situations, and then having to evacuate a Mexican village from Rodan, starting a volcano,
Right.
like that,
Very
exactly
traumatic.
like that. He
Mhm.
vomits lava.
Yeah. I mean, that's Rodan all day.
Yeah. I just love too that on the aircraft carrier scene they had all those fucking jets and all of them got destroyed so quick. But the one guy ejects out of it and instead of landing in the mouth of like Godzilla like in the last one, it was I can't remember where he even landed, but it was like, are you guys like taking extra steps to show us that people aren't getting killed because it's like it's not about the people.
Yeah.
It's about Godzilla versus Kong.
Right. I mean, to an extent, but it's more fun when people are getting eaten. Add stakes,
Yeah. Well, it's so funny to me to think of giant like kaiju eating people because it's nothing to them.
Yeah, it's interesting too the way the humans.
It's like an M&M,
Yeah,
like a mini M&M.
I love when. Yeah, I mean they just like talk about how these monsters like cleanse the earth and whatever and all this stuff.
They restore balance.
They restore balance, but like every time they do that, they kill tens of thousands of people. They go out of their way to sometimes.
Well, it was the entire motive for Vera Farmiga to switch. She's like, people are the problem,
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then she has a change of heart. She's like, wait, people are dying because of this.
Yeah. Oh wait, I woke up 17 monsters that will all level
Like,
cities.
oh my God, people are gonna die because of it.
Oh my god.
She was like, people have to die to restore balance. Oh my
Wait,
God.
Did I just say that sentence?
Wow.
Oh. Fuck. It's not who I am.
Whoopsie.
It's not who I am. This isn't who I am.
Whoopsie daisies.
You woke all of them up. Ah, I know. I've had a rough week, okay?
I was on my period. I'm sorry. Like they just take it to such a misogynistic joke.
Oh my god.
And the entire destruction of Boston and a village in Mexico was because she was just on her period. That's how the writers view it. They're just like, women are the real monsters.
Women created the Titans.
Like whatever her character's name is. Like, don't you have an ex-girlfriend named that? Fucking bitch. Ruined my life. So now I have to take it out by saying that she created this entire problem. She's the problem.
These are very layered films when you really think about it. You know,
So much depth, so much
depth
nuance.
and quite a bit of misogyny.
Yeah, because
if
it's
you really
so
get
funny
into it.
because now it's at a point where it's like how Rocky movies are,
Mhm.
where it's like the first one, it had a, sort of nuance and message to it because Godzilla is like a natural disaster.
Mhm.
And, cutting away from the fights, it kind of served it, as annoying as it was for us as fans being like, we want to see monster fights.
Right.
It served a good purpose to be like, well, when people evacuate, they don't sit and watch the hurricane.
Right, exactly. And
You
especially
know?
if this was like the first time Godzilla was ever showing up, you would kind of want to see how people were reacting on the ground, you know? Like,
Yeah.
and that's something Gareth Edwards does really well. Is like on the ground, you know, he does it in Rogue One a lot. Like it seems like a war movie more than a Star Wars movie. Like that's the kind of stuff we want to
Mhm.
see. But then we want monster fights after a little
Monster
while.
fights.
Very quickly, actually.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did it.
It was great. It was good times.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. This movie was perfect. It was an 8.5 for me.
Yeah.
It was our most anticipated movie of 2020 until everything got shut down.
Right.
Go back and listen to that episode, Rise of Skywalker with Carl Breidenbach. And also, if you want to listen to our Godzilla 2 review, that's also in the
Oh, yeah.
library on the RSS feed for DMT Don't Miss This podcast
Damn.
because that's where we started off, just being a review podcast.
That's right. It was with King of the Monsters. And
Yep.
now here we are doing
Yep.
Kong versus Godzilla.
I think it was one of our earliest episodes of DMT, dude.
Oh, man.
Now moving along to Marvel,
Yes.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Poo 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 poo.
Bucky Barnes, Sam Wilson.
Oh boy.
See, I can do his impression pretty good. I can't
Yeah.
really do
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
too well, but I can do Baron Zemo pretty well.
I could do Zemo great, but I just can't get Rhodey down. I just
Welcome to the
can't.
dance floor, boys. Welcome to the dance floor, boys. Welcome to the dance floor, boys. Does he put a little oomph on the dance floor? Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
He had a huge
I
take
gotta
on
listen
it.
to it again.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
He
Yeah, he
had-
hits that dance. Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
Joss Whedon was like, I like what you're doing, Don, but like, we need to know about the dancing, okay? This is the dance floor,
Yeah,
okay?
there's the kill box from
Yeah.
Iron Man 2. Now there's the dance
There's
floor.
the dance. Why do you think you have that gun on your shoulder? It's for the dance floor, okay?
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Get it right, you fucking idiot.
You're a machine killing robots. You have to do this right.
I hope he shows up in his armor at some point.
Oh,
in
he
Falcon
has
and Winter
to.
Soldier.
When he gives that little like, "Oh, I'll be back," it's like, and the fact that he
Because
hasn't.
the
been
only
back.
time that hasn't worked for him was when he was played by Terrence Howard.
Yes, exactly.
Next time, baby.
Yeah, right. They set this whole thing up with Rhodey and then show that he just never shows up again. You're like, why?
Why'd you do that? Why are you guys doing this to us between WandaVision?
Like, you want to fuck with the fans?
I was like, yeah, I really want people to be lost to Phase 4. That's
Yeah.
Kevin Feige. He's like, people knew how Infinity War was going to end, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, I've made so many people happy. I want to make them hurt now. I want to
wanna-
make them feel foolish.
I want to subvert all expectations. Shang-Chi is going to be even more subversive than Iron Man 3. The Mandarin is actually a club
Shang-Chi,
at a summer camp run by otters. And everyone's going to be like, what the fuck was that movie?
It was kind of good though.
I mean, it's still dope because it's Marvel, but what?
What? I mean, I didn't think they would get. I guess they did the raccoon thing. I guess
So
otters
it's
are the
10
logical next
otters
step.
and they each have a ring?
I would watch
10
it.
rings?
I would definitely watch that.
Yeah, he has to go through it like Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yep.
And he has to just like fight one otter at a time, like boss fights.
Yep.
It just becomes a video game movie.
But it's
A movie
always
that's
otters.
structured as a video game. He just has levels. And yeah, it's just otters.
I would be so into that movie.
That would be
crazy.
dope.
Yeah, I would watch
and
it.
it has nothing to do with the rest of the MCU.
Not
He doesn't
even a
even
little
show up in any future thing.
The only other character for the connective thread is Baron Zemo because he's great, and I want him to be in everything now.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was so good in this because we get to see his personality, who he was. And also, we're starting to learn a little bit more about him and his sob story in Civil War. I don't know. It seems a
Yeah.
little bit less sobbier and sobbier the more and more you get to know who he is. First
Yeah.
of all, you learn that he's a baron
Mm-hmm.
and he's just rich as fuck and he's royalty. And
Which
that
makes you wonder, why was he a soldier? Well, I guess there's ways to explain that.
well,
Anyway,
I mean, certain countries. I mean, Norway's one of
everybody's got to
them.
work.
Or
be in
no,
the
not
military.
Norway. Switzerland. Switzerland's one of them where people have to enlist in the military.
Israel?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it could be like that for Sokovia.
Yeah.
And
It turns
then,
out he's really good at it. And
or
can-
he just fabricated those records himself.
yeah, maybe.
Because that leads me to my thing. It's like, well, if he was like royalty, then that was probably his castle in Age of Ultron.
Right.
And he's pissed at the Avengers for letting Ultron out because he's like, dude, that was a dope fucking castle.
You ruined my crib, guys.
You know, and that would also mean and implicate that he was part of Hydra.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and then he's just like, well, Hydra fucking blew it. They
Yeah.
all tripped on their own dicks, okay?
Yeah.
I was doing my shit perfectly. I don't care. I'm going to kill all of them.
Was
know?
he part of Hydra in the comics?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was him, Red Skull, and Von Strucker were all pretty tight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Von Strucker eventually became AIM, but they all three of them were pretty tight.
Yeah.
Yep.
They seem like they've never met each other in this universe. But
No, but they all are.
he
just,
does say the Red
it's-
Skull.
Yeah, that's true. He's
Yeah.
like, we don't want more people like the Red Skull.
It's true.
Also, Red Skull kind of sounded like Daniel Bruhl in Infinity War.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Yeah,
Gamora, daughter of Thanos.
I
Thanos, son of whatever his dad's name
did.
is.
Son of Thanos' dad.
Thanos, son of Thanos Senior.
Is that really? You're an Eternal. He just named you his name? Yeah.
Yeah, he was an asshole.
Yeah. Why do
He
you think
thought I
turned
was a
out the way-
madman.
Why do you think I turned out the way I am?
He was an asshole. And he thought I was a madman, even though I just liked, you know, watching chick flicks every once in a while. Space chick flicks.
Thanos just has a really bad relationship with his parents. That's his whole thing. He wants to get rid of half of them because he loves his mom and hates his dad.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
50-50. Always balanced, as all things should be.
That's all things should be.
So what happens in this, Sam?
So, boom, right out the gate,
We get him out.
we get Zemo, and he immediately, when he sees Bucky, starts doing exactly what we thought he was.
thought he would
Just
do.
like, just start using those Russian words that brainwashed him. Again, that was just so fucking funny to me because it's just like we were thinking, like, how
Yeah.
funny would it be if he just brainwashed him again
He just
right
did
away,
it.
and it became Civil War all over again? Like Bucky comes punching through the door, running down the hall, and Sam's like, "Shit, not again!
Oh, no!
Oh no, not again!
I knew this was a huge mistake.
All right, I don't have Steve this time." And we did get a quick scene with Diet Captain America. That's what I've been calling him.
That's a
He's
good
Diet
way.
Captain America because he doesn't have the full sugar in him, if
Yeah,
you know what
well,
I mean.
when he pushed the
He's-
guy up against the pole, I think we really saw.
He's just like, "Ugh, do you know who I am?"
And then he spits on him.
The
and it's
guy
like,
spits in his face. He's like, "Yeah, and I don't care."
yeah, it's just
Fuck
you
you,
are
pussy.
the least intimidating human being.
We know that, what was her name? Carly,
Montahe?
no,
Monte.
it was something worse.
Yeah.
Morgenthau.
Morgenthau.
Carly Morgenthau. What
There we
such
go.
a shitty last name. Morgenthau.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah. He says, I'm a big fan of Carly Morgenthau.
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 Yeah, I like that though. What if there was someone named Quentin Morgenthau?
And then there would be somebody named Quentin Morgenthau,
Be a
Jack.
dope name.
That's a pretty strong hypothetical.
What's your name? Quentin Morgenthau.
Like, wow. That hypothetical totally checks out, Jack. That person exists. Whoa.
Then what happens?
Then they go and Sam and Bucky are, he's like, yeah, we're not breaking Zemo out. Because Bucky turns him around. He's like, hey, they're super soldiers. And, what does Zemo hate more than anything? Super soldiers,
That's true.
That
is true.
And so
Shot them all in the
he
head.
shot them all in the head while they were sleeping. I mean, what a nice guy. He could have woken them up and just been like, hey, welcome back.
I could use you in some way, potentially.
And shoot him in the back of the head.
Get him out of there.
Yep.
He makes a good point, though. You could have an army of Avengers, basically. with
Yep.
that,
And
yeah.
that's not good for anyone with agendas.
Mm-mm.
And so you get the great device that I love in movies is like that they use it in heist movies like the A-Team and stuff like that, where it's like talking about what the plan is and then showing it being executed simultaneously, intercut with that sequence.
It's fun.
So Bucky starts giving Sam the rundown of the escape plan as we see Zemo following through with the escape plan out of prison, and then he just walks through the curtains and
Sam's not happy.
he's ready to throw hands, my dude.
Yeah. He wants to hurt this gentleman.
He's like, who are you? What are you doing here? What? We're taking you back to jail.
Yeah.
The amount of time he says it, we're taking you back to jail throughout this episode, and they don't take him back to jail.
Nope.
They
need
become
him.
quite an odd couple. Honestly, this could turn into a sitcom very easily.
Yeah, for sure.
Just having the clashing personalities of all three guys. Just
I'm
having it
into
be funny.
Yep.
You know,
It's my true toxic masculinity, and how it can be so self-destructive.
the Baron and his Avenger buddies.
But come on, I thought this was our show.
The Baron buddies, starring Baron Zemo. And then it's like, hey,
Baron
this is
buddies.
our show. He's like, do you have the funds to pay for it? I didn't think so. It's my show.
It's my show.
Baron and his buddies. The Baron buddies.
The Baron Boys. We are the Baron Boys. Get over it.
Oh, what's a good one? The Zemo heads. Whatever. But
I'd watch that show.
they break him out, and he has just so many connections, man. They just got this giant fucking hangar full of really nice cars from all throughout history. Goes in the trunk, loads up his bag with his purple mask.
Purple mask.
Purple mask.
Iconic.
He got that perp,
Got that
and
part.
then he got his fuzzy jacket.
Mhm.
You know, he's up to form.
Yeah.
And so they go to a bar where Sam has to impersonate this guy named what was it, Biting Tiger,
It's the Smiling Tiger.
Smiling
Yeah.
Tiger.
He doesn't like that name, though. He's not into it.
No, because he looks like a pimp,
Yeah.
but somehow look exactly like the guy. Except he doesn't wear sunglasses.
Nope.
Should have worn the shades so that people don't see. The eyes are the windows to the soul, man.
And
I mean,
they specifically say that he's like a African, like black market dealer or something of some
he
sort.
puts no affectation.
Yeah, no, he talks just like Sam Wilson, the Avenger, who I'm sure has been on TV before.
Oh,
he
100%.
has in the first episode of the show.
Yeah.
And you would think that these bad guys would be up to date, like with what's going on with the Avengers,
Yeah.
because they're probably the greatest threat to their operation.
Exactly. And then, you know, if he had these on, he would have looked more like the other guy. I mean, Jack, do you know what I'm thinking?
I
If you
don't.
pour me a shot with a bit of chunk of rattlesnake in it, what do you think of my reaction if I'm disgusted? You'd pretend to pour me the shot and give it to me.
Yeah, I can't really seem to tell, you know. And yeah, I can. What if I, you know?
I love these.
Oh, geez. Oh, wow. You look like you really enjoy it. Yeah.
See,
Savor it. Savor. Yeah. No, I like the way this guy drinks things. I like the way this guy does it. Nice. Yeah. That's good, isn't it? Right? Yeah. Totally. Totally. Yeah. See, why does everybody just take the shot? You know, why not sip it, experience it, kind of do something?
because
with
Jack,
it?
it's been like that since shots were invented and sold at bars. That you're a fucking dandy if you sip it. That was literally a plot point, or, well, not a plot point, but a character trait of a thing in Deadwood, where this guy who was gonna do a deal with Ian McShane shows up, and he's like, "Oh, is he downstairs?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "What's he drinking? Whiskey." He goes, "Is he shooting it or sipping from it?" You know, it just makes him look like a little puss. And
Yeah.
the guy was sipping on it, of course. In the next shot, he literally had his pinky out. He's like,
Sip, sip.
"Ooh, that's strong.
Sippy time.
That's so strong." Yeah, but I guess it's like, yeah, you look like a pussy if you sip it.
Fair.
But then again, if you take it and then you sneeze it back into your nose at Connor's bachelor dinner,
That's
you
true.
throw up over a railing. Well, then I turn around and see Wes was sipping it. I'm like, I didn't know that was an option. I thought you had to shoot shots.
I didn't know I could do that. It's all right. Sip, sippy time.
All right, there we go.
Nice.
Full Hugo Strange.
We flipped. You got the shades. I got the hat. It's all good, man.
I'm putting the hat back on because the reflection of the light on my head,
No,
it's
you
hard
look
in
great.
editing.
You look great.
It's not in editing, dude.
It's-
In editing, I'm like, how do I do the white balance that makes my head not look white?
No, it looks like you got bright ideas, bro. Looks like your cranium's just shining.
No, I look like Powder from the movie Powder. No, so anyway, they request this Selby person.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they go to
They go
see
to the John Wick
um,
town,
yeah.
John Wick town, and that's where this bar is, this club. And they ask for this Selby person. They get a meeting. It turns out to be this woman who I honestly thought looked like Courtney Cox for a second.
Yeah.
And we're just waiting for the next celebrity to show up in Marvel. I
Pop
mean,
in.
we know Owen Wilson's gonna be in Loki. Who's gonna be the power broker in this?
Yeah.
Don't let us down.
It's gonna be exciting. I like the Power
Watch it be-
Brokers aesthetic with all the chimps and the ape paraphernalia. I'm very into it. Very excited.
Watch it be like Bo Bridges, and his character's last name is Stain. He's Obadiah's brother. And he's just been hiding out in this fucking city. This I can't even remember what country it was from.
You know, I
It
would
was like
say
Manglador or something like that.
if they somehow like brought Jeff Bridges back to like, and they were like, nope, he survived. He just, you
Well,
know,
dude, you know what's so fucking funny is that RDJ calls Thor
Lebowski, yeah.
Lebowski's in a world where Jeff Bridges exists.
Yep.
Nobody said to Obadiah Stane, "Hey, you look like the Lebowski
Yeah,
guy."
that's what made him decide to turn on Tony. Was Tony kept going like, "You look so much like Jeff Bridges, it's crazy," and he's like, "I don't care."
And he just keeps saying, "The Obi abides," and hangs up the phone on him every time.
And he's
Every
just like,
time he signs
I'm
on,
gonna
he's like,
take this fucking company from this kid. I
"The
hate
Obi
him.
abides."
I'm gonna call some terrorists and I'm gonna get rid of him.
Hey, Obi. That's what he says when he tells him to stop selling guns on their table. He's just gonna be like, "This aggression will not stand, man."
Obadiah Stane's in a meeting and he's like, "We need to move in this direction." And then Tony Stark's just like, "That's just like your opinion,
That's
man.
just like your opinion, man.
I can't stand you."
It's like, he's just gonna keep throwing Lebowski. And it's only Jeff Bridges has been in so many more movies. Can't throw some Fisher King at me. Can't throw what's another good one? King Kong at me.
Nope, not a bit. No, it's all about the Lebowski, man.
Yeah,
I hate that. I love every other Jeff Bridges movie. I hate The Big Lebowski.
I hate the Big Lebowski. And that's one of my favorite character traits of Cassidy is that he hates the Big Lebowski. Because it's one of those movies where it's just that is a
Yep.
controversial statement.
Yep. It's interesting because yeah, you'll literally run into people that are like, you say, "I love The Big Lebowski," and they're like, "Awesome, let's talk about it." Or you'll run into people that you'd say, "I love The Big Lebowski," be like, "I couldn't finish it," and you're like, there's no middle ground
Yeah,
of
no
like, "Oh yeah,
middle
I've
ground.
seen it. Yeah, what about that?" You know, none of that. People have opinions.
Oh yeah. And then so fucking Zemo gets recognized. And that was the thing. Bucky has to pretend to be the Winter Soldier under
Yeah.
his control.
Lots of pictures get taken.
Yeah. And Zemo's just like, "Hey, Winter Soldier, attack!" And then Bucky just fucks a bunch of people up.
Mhm.
Just absolutely wrecks them. Cameras come out. He's gonna be in trouble
Yeah.
in the next three episodes.
He definitely broke rule number 2. Even though
he
he
hurt
can't seem to
people.
remember it.
He broke that guy's arm in an irreplaceable way. That dude is gonna have lifelong trauma and nerve damage. Probably not gonna regain full function of his hand.
What if Bucky
Because of the Winter
legitimately,
Soldier.
because of the number of times his memory was erased, he literally cannot remember? That's his brain is just kind of messed up in a way.
It's
He can't
so
remember rule
blendered.
number 2. Yeah, he
just keeps
I
forgetting.
seriously can't remember.
What's rule number 2 again? Seriously.
I know it's annoying that I have to keep asking, but I need to know.
Yeah, it's gotta be clear to me. Because otherwise, I'm just not gonna know it. It's like, well, I'm gonna have to tattoo it on myself like Guy Pearce in Memento. He just wakes up, he's like, "Rule number 2, don't hurt anybody." That's weird.
Okay. I guess.
Snap an arm, spiral fracture to the that arm, that bone,
Bucky's a fun guy. you know?
fibula.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He still kicks ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sam, I guess, got to be passable for a while. They meet with this Selby person.
Yep.
And
And then
things seem to be going pretty convincingly. And Sam answers his phone. He gets his cover
Oh,
blown
that's
by
right.
his sister. I mean, it was going pretty well until she called him Sam.
Yeah, that was a mess. He was
And
pulling
then-
it off.
And then she's like, "Sam, who's Sam? Kill them." And then she gets blown, like her chest explodes. And you're
Yes.
just like, "Whoa, this is a lot more violent than any gunshot we've ever seen in any other Marvel
That's
movie."
right. That's an exit wound right there.
Yeah.
That's
she's done so.
mhm,
And
big time.
then they escape, and guess who they run into? Sharon
Sharon,
Carter.
what you been up to, Sharon?
Sharon. Well, Sharon seems to be doing pretty well for herself.
Yeah,
Doing, like really well for herself.
Yeah, she
way
can't-
better than when she was working for the fucking CIA
Yeah.
and Shield.
yeah. She's whining about how she can't call her dad, but she has like original Monet paintings.
And also, we didn't ever meet her dad, so
Nope.
we don't care
Nope.
about her dad.
Yeah, and like she got to go to Peggy's funeral, so the most important part of the family has been taken care of. You made out with Captain America. Now you're literally bringing in billions. Yeah, like you're chilling.
Yeah,
Sharon.
her place of residence in this, I'm sure, like it seemed like Singapore,
Yeah.
someplace like that.
It was an interesting town.
It was.
A lot of
It-
Americans.
It was just okay. We'll just call it John Wick City.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
and everybody was American. Did
because
you notice
right,
that?
right when, because right when they killed Selby, everybody's phones started going up with bounties, exactly like the
Mhm.
ending of John Wick 2 and beginning of John Wick 3,
Yep.
where everybody's like getting a message, and it's like, you see New York at the end of that movie, you're just like, how many people involved? And it just seems to be everybody's involved.
It seems the entire population of the city are assassins.
Yeah, and they're all part of this underground thing. That's what the world is just assassin planet, baby.
Like there's like 3 under a bridge, 4 more on top of it, 16 in the park. Like
Dude, people work their day jobs like pro bono, where they make the real money is their actual professions, which is assassinating
like
each other.
at that point, why be a secret assassin? If everybody's an assassin, let's just be talking about it.
Yeah,
You
well,
know?
I mean, John Wick gets into a random cab with his dog, hands the guy a token, tells him to drop off his dog with. Oh yeah, we didn't even mention this guy. Guy who played Charon in John
Oh,
Wick
yeah.
was in Godzilla
Godzilla.
vs Kong for one shot, being like, "We've evacuated the city."
We needed to know that.
That was
Okay.
it, and so we had to get Lance Reddick.
Yes, we
You
did.
got to get Lance Reddick so he could be like, "We evacuated the city with his
If you can afford Lance Reddick, you
yeah,
get Lance
with his
Reddick.
freaking caramel smooth voice." You know?
The opposite of Don Cheadle.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And so back to Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mhm.
They hop back to Sharon's place,
Mhm.
and she gives them that whole spiel, and then they're like, "Well, we can get you extradited and all that shit. Not extradited, but cleared,
Pardoned?
pardoned."
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, "You're wagering my life? Go fuck yourself."
Oof.
He just goes, "Oh well."
Even though that seems like what she wants from them, it seems to be a lot of the
I
source.
want
of
to
her
go
anger.
back to my reasonable living so I can afford a single bedroom apartment in Langley, Virginia, to work at the CIA.
I developed all these black market skills to get rid of them.
Yeah, she's like, I guess I was a fugitive, so I decided, well, criminal's gonna criminal.
Fully
so
gonna embrace this.
I got really good at
I'll
it.
tell you what, her character has only gotten better for it.
Yeah, I really
love
like
it.
Sharon.
I love Sharon.
I
I
love
want Sharon to
Sharon.
have a show. I want everybody to have a show, but I
Yeah.
really want Sharon to have a show.
Sharon Carter.
Because then they go to, I think they go to a nightclub, right?
Yeah, it's just like Sharon Carter, art broker. That just shows her just, being like, this is clearly a forgery. Bang, 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 bang. Shoot up a whole fucking warehouse because it's like,
What's going
this
on
is
in
a
the
fake
art
Van
world of the
Gogh.
MCU? You
Yeah,
know?
it's like it was a fake Van Gogh, and then her partner's like, "Wow, how'd you know it was fake?" She's like, "It's not a fake, but we saved a lot of money on that deal." And it flashes up, Sharon Carter, art dealer.
Art dealer.
Fucking phenomenal.
I'd watch it for sure.
100%.
It follows the Jimmy Woo X Files
Jimmy
at
Woo
7 p.m. on
X-Files.
Disney Plus.
Jimmy Woo X-Files, and what was the other one we had?
The Baron Bros, the Baron Boys.
Oh, no, not that. We had one last week, I'm pretty sure. That it was like another series that would go pretty well with the Jimmy Woo X-Files.
We had Steve back in time, like
Yeah.
noticing all the massive events and having to play it off like he has no idea what's
Yeah.
happening.
And it's just like, he hears news about this Osama bin Laden guy. And it's
Yeah.
just like, wow, he sounds pretty educated and doing a lot of things over there. And then Steve's just like, you have no idea what kind of things he's going to do.
You just have to think what he's thinking, like when 2014 rolls around. He's like,
Or
oh, yeah,
what if-
Hydra's about to get exposed.
what if in that timeline, because it's his own timeline at
Right.
that point, he stops everything before it can happen?
Yeah.
He's just back to the future and fucking up this own timeline, but he knows the other timeline's going to be fine.
Yep.
He doesn't care as long as the Infinity Stones are in there. He can create his own path because he's doing it anyways by being there.
Right.
So he's just like, yeah, I can stop 9/11. I can stop Vietnam. I can stop everything and just see what kind of utopic world there is. Peggy dies. He's just like, this is fucking boring.
This sucks.
This
Oh.
is fucking boring. There wasn't even an alien invasion.
I hate this. I need Hydra.
It's like, no conflict in the world is so boring. And he just ignites his own war, becomes a major dictator, and he's just like, all right, my work here is done. I'm going to jump to the other timeline, give my shield over to Bucky and Sam, and call it a good life.
Check it out at 7:30 on Disney Plus after Sharon Carter. Art
It's
dealer.
called Cap in Time.
I'll tell you what, man. Sharon Carter's a badass.
Mhm.
She fucks some shit up. So yeah, they go to the nightclub. They get the info on where the guy that makes the super soldier serum is. He's in a what do you call him? Shipping container yard. He's
a shipping container that all it takes is one little push and you can just get in there. No cameras, no surveillance, no security.
Zemo's had one. You
Yeah.
know, he's had them.
Yeah, he's like, I Amazon dark web primed this. Yes, this exact model. In fact, I know exactly where the panel is.
I gave it a 3-star rating.
Yeah, it wasn't as.
It was very easy to get caught. No, but they don't put that in the reviews.
It didn't have body heat protection, and I really needed that.
They don't mention the very obvious crevasse in the door.
Yeah. That leads into some stairs, so it was like in a building that looks like shipping containers.
Exactly.
And
That's
so he's in there and he's like, I'm the only dude who's made this shit.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who's been able to figure it out since Erskine, and then I got blipped, and so nobody wanted to fund the project anymore except the power broker, so I got it. And then they're like, "How much did you make?" And he said 20. And then Baron Zemo's like, "All right, I'm gonna feel around under his desk. Here's a gun, thank you."
Bada bing.
And Sharon
Yeah,
goes to
meanwhile,
town.
yeah, Sharon's
Sharon goes to
outside.
town having a handful.
Committing some of the most violent acts I've seen in a Marvel movie.
She was Jane Wick. She was Jane Wick. The blood, because that was the thing. The dude who popped out without the sleeves on, and she throws the knife into his arm, and he pulls it out.
Yep.
Blood spurts. You're just like, man. Usually everyone's in long sleeves with padding, and you're just in dark clothes, so you just don't see any blood.
Yep, and she's hitting people with a thick lead pipe.
Yeah, like an extendable pipe that's way thicker than any asp you could buy.
And like she's doing all the damage to these guys.
100,
They're
yeah.
getting fucked up. Like we mentioned during
Yeah.
it, it's fun to remember that Zemo and Sharon really can handle themselves. As far as human beings go, they're the most
Yeah,
dangerous.
and she like kills about 15 dudes,
Yep.
and then another 15 show up, and she's like, "Guys, we gotta go."
We gotta bounce.
And then Zemo just shoots the guy in the face because he's like, we don't need
more
this
super
guy around. No
soldiers.
more super soldiers.
One thing about
And then
him
they
shooting that guy in the face was you could so clearly he shoots and then you see the actor push his legs back and fall down.
Yeah, that was well, it took a minute because
Yeah.
it was from the actual head and impact of the bullet.
Right.
It wouldn't have taken that little delay.
Yeah, you could see the
You could
legs,
see
the,
the
toes
delay.
go up after the gunshot.
Yeah. And so,
Hey.
it's a TV
It's
show.
for
Jack.
us to laugh at.
It doesn't
you
have
know?
the big budget like the sometimes you gotta do that.
Sometimes you gotta, you know?
And so then a rocket hits the fucking side of the container, which would have killed him anyway. So they got mad at Zemo for no reason. If he waited 2 seconds longer, they still would have been cool.
Right, exactly.
And so he runs away after the explosion, so they got to go fight, and they fuck him up. And it leads us all the way to Bucky. And Bucky, he doesn't give a fuck about it. Well, he actually is probably the most feminist, most equality guy here because he takes a pipe and hurls it with such force that it spears a woman through the
that's
shoulder
right.
and pins her through a cargo container.
Yeah,
A woman.
He takes this vibranium arm and with the intensity of an Olympic javelin thrower, heaves this thing into a woman who is maybe 10 feet from him, maybe 15, and like you said, pins her into the shipping container.
Blood is coming out.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh my God.
Oh, it's crazy.
She may never be able to use that arm again.
Oh, she probably's gonna die.
You're gonna have to lose. Yeah, actually. It went through her collarbone, absolutely fucked her heart up. She's dead.
Yeah, the amount of impact that came with that.
The
no emergency
gore,
response is
the
gonna get there.
knife
in time.
work
Yeah.
of Sharon Carter.
And the spear
Sharon.
throwing of Bucky Barnes
Yeah.
is
And
they're
then
lethal.
Zemo comes up, starts
Yep, 'cause
really
they get
fucking
pinned.
shit up. He shoots and they get pinned and start screaming at each
Yep.
other. And so he shoots a pipe that explodes, kills a bunch of them,
Oh, and
jumps down, and then starts killing even more with the purple mask.
That's the purple mask. I love it. But why? Why now choose to put the mask on? You were clearly hiding it earlier, and now in
He
this
didn't want to
moment,
breathe in all the smoke, man.
I guess that's fair. I guess maybe that's just what that mask is an incredibly functional tool for
Yeah.
combat. Like
Honestly, it's missing a hood,
Yeah.
really, so that he could just like scan people.
true.
And then he pulls around in this drop down fucking nice car and picks him up. And then Sam immediately goes, "You're going back to jail."
Yeah.
And he goes, "No, I'm not." And
No.
then they're like, "She's Sharon, want to come with us?" She's like, "No.
Nah, not
You know,
about it.
Call me when you get me pardoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe just don't.
Or call me in episode 5 or 6. I'll show up."
Call me when the War Machine shows up.
Yeah. Then we can welcome her to the dance floor, boys. Which
What?
one is
Episode
This one.
6.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
Episode 6 literally is just the Falcon, the Winter Soldier, and the War Machine.
Yeah.
That's all.
And that's season 2. It's not a limited series, Jack. It's
I'm
only
into it.
limited in title.
I would watch all of it, every second of it, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. It's the sidekick squad.
What else happens? The redhead girl, Carly,
she does some stuff and
the-
blows up a
someone's
place.
got what, tuberculosis or something like that.
like her mom.
Yeah, not good. We got to go
I
get
don't care.
rations and supplies, and they beat up the people and put the stuff in the cars, and they say this is the
Tie
only
up the one
language.
dude who looks like Joe
Joe Russo,
Russo.
that's right. And then
and blow him up.
blow him up. Says this is the only language they speak, and we find out that she stole this. I think you mentioned this. Stole the stuff.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I said they had 20 samples.
20 samples
She
that they
stole a
stole.
bunch.
Power brokers after her, And
He's the one who sent her that naughty text in
That's right.
episode 2.
But now she knows the guy's dead. Now they gotta form a partnership,
Yep.
right? It's gonna get complicated.
Yeah.
What I like about it is it's totally its own thing. You know, I kind of like Zemo being detached from that, and whatever he ends up doing with it, he ends up doing with it. It's fun. It makes the story feel fresh. You know?
Right,
It makes
right.
it feel like Zemo is needed in it versus they were like, let's get Zemo back. You know.
Mhm. And also, it's going to make it so much more interesting to see what is his end game. Because you
Yes.
know that he's playing checkers while everyone's playing chess.
That's right.
Or, I mean, the other
Flip-flop,
way around.
yeah.
Chess
I
while
know what you
everyone's
mean.
playing checkers.
Now, how does it end? In Latvia, I believe. Go to Latvia. I remember it was like it was a nice, simple kind of bring down to the episode. Why can't we can never remember the end? Fuck.
Oh, yeah. So they go there, and then Bucky recognizes these Wakandan beads.
Right.
Goes and follows them and runs into, I don't know her name, but
I don't
she's
either.
the
She's
one
the one from
in
Civil War.
Yeah, she's the one in Civil War, and she was in Endgame.
And in Black Panther. She's in all of
Yeah,
them.
she's in all of them. She's just a step below Okoye. She's like Okoye's right hand person.
Hey, let's give her a moment. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll think like, oh shit, she should get a show, you know? Because that
I
seems
mean,
to happen with every character.
But we got some Wakandan action, baby. I'm gonna look up her name because I
Very
feel like
exciting.
it's like
We were literally like, oh, what if it sure is Black Panther? Oh, what if it's Lupita Nyong'o? Oh, what if it's or what if it's Okoye?
we're doing the exact same thing as fucking WandaVision.
Yep.
Just getting way ahead of ourselves. Except this one had more of a payoff instead of like, I know an astrophysicist,
Right.
and it's just some lady.
I'm excited. I really think that this character is now going to get a moment to be a character. And again, the one thing I can really trust Marvel with this Phase 4 and TV shows is they will give characters their moments to shine. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like we will know this character's name for sure by the end of the next episode.
Yes.
I promise you. I promise you, viewers.
100%. Let's just type in Deep Blick.
The Black Panther.
Click it. Click it. Don't check your phone on camera, Jack. That looks mean.
I had to though. Not really. There was nothing to see.
Where is she?
Find him.
Ayo.
Ayo.
Her name's Ayo.
Nice. Ayo.
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 Or
Ayo.
Io,
Ayo.
whichever way you want to say it. AYO.
Guess that makes
Ayo.
Okay, I'm with that.
Ayo, maggots. But yeah, she was pretty good, and it's like, hey, we're pretty excited.
And we are very excited.
It's all very exciting.
Exactly. Like you said, though, kind of sad to realize we've hit the halfway point.
We're at the halfway mark instead of just the 1/3 mark.
Yep. Oh, geez. It's again, it's a different experience than WandaVision, but I just want endless Marvel all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because
what I
at
want.
the end, at this point in WandaVision, Monica Rambeau got found out and thrown out the side of the wall.
That is true. Oh shit! Then that was like things were just getting started.
Yeah.
Now we're cooking with gas in this show, man.
But then again, if you want to go by weeks, then this was the episode where we see Monica, Wu, and Darcy.
True. True.
Because episode 1 and 2 were released double dipping.
That's a fair point. And
Double dipping and cow tipping.
these episodes are all an hour long. Well, all 45 minutes long versus WandaVision would be anywhere from 20 to 40, you know?
Yeah.
Accumulated time, I guess.
I
but,
guess.
you know, this is the stress of our life. It's how little of Falcon and Winter Soldier we
it's
get.
truly a problem. We have to deal with it as we go.
Guys, we got 10 TV shows. We want more!
Yes, and I'm so excited for more. And it's only going to be incredible. You saw Bucky. He got to say, maybe I'll take the shield.
Oh, yeah,
know?
that's right. Big argument there.
Yeah, they got a big argument about the shield. It's
Big
all about the
argument.
shield.
It's all about that shield.
Then Sam's like, I should have destroyed it. He's just like, no, fuck you.
Yeah,
I should have taken it.
That's my thing with Sam.
I deserve it.
I totally get Sam's arc of like, this isn't right for me to have this, blah, blah. Like, I got to do my own thing, whatever. But like, now he's taking it to a place where like, he's making decisions for everybody. You know what I mean? Like destroying the shield. I'm like, no. I get it. Okay, maybe you're overwhelmed by what the symbol means, and maybe we don't need these symbols so much anymore. But like, that shield is very useful.
Yeah.
If you destroyed that, I mean, you would basically be destroying one of the most effective weapons on the planet.
Right.
That's a mistake when you very well know that androids, aliens, and wizards could show up at any time.
Yes.
Yeah. But I guess they could just make another shield in Wakanda. I mean, it really doesn't. At this point, the world
Well,
is so different.
Well, there was Shield, and now there's Sword, and then what was the other one? Oh, Armor. That's the other organization. Shield, Sword, and Armor.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were
Yeah,
talking about
which
that one.
I mean, we talked about all this stuff last week. I spoiled all the power broker stuff, so people listening to this are just like they don't even know about my predictions. Like, oh well, power broker. It's said. Well, now I'm just gonna tell them the fucking John
Walker.
Walker. I wanted to say Watson, and I'm like, it's not Watson.
John Watson.
John Walker and Lamar Hoskins. Battlestar and U.S. Agent were part of the Power Broker program and got superhuman strength. And then so we're assuming that's probably going to happen because especially after. Do you know who I am?
Yeah,
I don't care.
He will get super soldier serum.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like he has to. He has to.
Yeah.
And so does Sam. He has to. He has to.
Oh, that'd be cool. Oh my God, see him flying around.
Especially because it flies in the face of Baron Zemo's entire motive.
Yep, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Because he's gonna do something stupid by the end of this. He's gonna try and make a move, you know?
It's gonna be fun.
What if everybody gets super soldier serum? They just
Sharon gets
like
some too.
The end of the last fight is like everybody all desperate, and then just one by one they just
like Wolverine at the end of Logan.
Yeah.
Just jacking himself up with whatever that berserker rage shit is.
You gotta have it, man.
Gotta have it, man. And
It'd
then
be
you
pretty
get
dope.
impaled and died.
That's right. And then they put an X for your tombstone.
Yeah.
Love it. Make you cry every time.
So excited for next week, dude.
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy, man.
It's gonna be so crazy. Oh fuck. That being said, let's wrap this baby up. Some lo-fi whatever. Yeah. So listen to DMT Reviews. Go like, rate, and subscribe it. Get it wherever you get your podcasts, except for Spotify. But also, who uses Spotify for podcasts? It's for wannabe rappers more than anything. So
You mean SoundCloud?
SoundCloud.
I was like, wait, Spotify.
Spotify just spent $100 million on a podcast. That's my bad.
Spotify's gonna destroy
A
Apple.
bit of a brain fart.
Hey, it happens, you know. They got S's. They both got S's.
And you can follow us on Instagram, SammyB_DMT, Silverback Sasquatch 1162, and DMT PCast. And that goes double for Twitch, those same names, except for the last one. And then email us at dmtpcast@gmail.com.
Yep. And stay tuned for that Falcon Winter Soldier episode 2 review coming out in a decade.
Yeah. And once again, thanks again for listening. Watch it on YouTube if you check it out. DMT Studios. Give us a subscribe there, baby. Otherwise, take it sleazy, Mary McCheesy.
Love you guys.
And that's it.
King Kong could kill